Hello there. I know it's been a long time since my last video. Um, that's not a problem. I just had problems with lack of motivation. You may notice something a little different about this video. No longer not doing, it's just a simple background with some talking. I'm actually got some gameplay going on. We are here in a game called Elite Dangerous. And Elite Dangerous is a space game. It's hard to classify it really. I guess you could just call it a space simulation game where you can command a spaceship and you can do all sorts of different things across the galaxy, such as trading, mining, bounty hunting, or what I'm doing, exploration. And the map in this game is actually a 1-to-1 scale of the Milky Way galaxy, which I will show you now. So this is where I am, but I should show you this is the Milky Way galaxy. 1-to-1 scale, where we are. Sol is somewhere around here. Don't know exactly, let me just... There we go. So this is where we are. I am, as you can see in the top right under the system information, I am 46,000 light years away from Sol, from where we are in the galaxy. I'm all the way here on the far side of the galaxy. Right now I am trying to get back to where my friend's fleet carrier is, which I will explain later. But we're going to do some exploration stuff along the way, and I'll kind of explain how the game works. So, the way exploration works in this game is you, first thing is we're going to jump to a new star system. We're going to engage our frame shift drive here, and it's going to charge up. This frame shift drive is what allows us to jump from one star system to another pretty quickly. The time that it takes to jump from one star system to another depends on server load times, because it has to unload the previous star system that you're in from memory, and then it has to load in the new star system into your memory. And then whenever you jump in, you always end up next to the largest star in the system. What you just heard is, if you could hear it, is the fuel scoop being engaged. That was my voice command saying that the fuel scoop was engaged, and what that is it is a tool that attaches to the ship, and it basically sucks the hydrogen out of stars, and converts it into fuel for my ship. And just one moment, sorry about that, I had to close out a telegram. I will probably have to cut out part of that, but the fuel scoop, in case I have to cut out that part and re-record it, the fuel scoop is essentially a tool that lets you scoop hydrogen from stars and convert it into fuel for your spaceship, because when you're out in the middle of nowhere like this, there's no space stations for you to go to get fuel or anything. You're pretty much just out here on your own. As you can see it, there's nobody around, like nothing around here. If we go into our navigation panel, there's nothing here. So anyways, basically the goal of exploration is to go to unexplored star systems and map them out, and then once you have all the data mapped, you can sell it for money. Every time you discover a planet a star or whatever, it goes into your ship's computer. One thing to note is that if your ship gets destroyed, then you lose all the data. So you have to make sure that you sell your exploration data before you die. You have to make sure not to die before you can sell your exploration data. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and explain the UI a little bit here. It's going to be kind of hard to point things out, I think, but because I don't have a way to show my mouse cursor or anything like that, so I'll try to explain as best I can. At the bottom center which is the big circle with the rings inside of it. That is your radar. That shows anything that's near you, whether it be stars, planets, space stations, other ships. Anything in space that's near you right now. The only thing that's close to me is a star, which you can see. And it shows your position, your ship's position relative to that star. So if I swing my ship around here, that star is now level with my ship. So that line, and if I pitch down, the gray line underneath the star on the radar shows where my ship's position is relative to that star. And if I go up, you can see it. Oh, up. So that gray line always is where that body is in relation to my ship. And it moves around the radar as my ship moves. To the left of that is my ship's heat indicator. A lot of things that your ship does generates heat. And obviously if you get close to a star, you'll start getting warm. Your ship will start getting hotter. So I'll show you just a bit. You can see my heat increasing as I get close to the star. And then as I go away from it, the heat decreases as my ship cools off. To the right of that is my speed indicator. Right now I am in what's called super cruise, which is a way of quickly traveling through a star system. With super cruise you can go as slow as you can go is 30 kilometers per second. And if I increase the speed all the way, my ship is going to slowly begin accelerating. I'm now traveling faster than the speed of light. Now 3 times and 4 times. And the longer I keep it at full throttle like this, the faster my ship will accelerate. My acceleration will continue to increase exponentially until I reach a limit. There's an upper limit to how fast you can travel in super cruise, but I'm not entirely sure what that is because I've never really tried it. So I'm going to slow down here. To the right of the speed indicator is your ship's status. It shows shields. It shows the status of your shields, which is the blue lines surrounding my pink ship. Little holographic ship. And then below that is my hull health status. So that's basically what my ship's health is at. The holographic ship indicator will move along with my ship. So if I pitch my ship up, the holographic ship follows. Pitch my ship down, bank it left or right. It just follows whatever my ship is doing. To the right of that is my systems. So this is my power distributor. I can divert power to my systems, my engine, or my weapons, or I can just push a button hotkey to reset it back goes in two systems. The faster my shield will recharge. To the right of that is my fuel and ship state indicators. So fuels, it shows how much fuel I have is represented by a little bar that you see there, and that number to the above the bar next to the word fuel is how much fuel is being consumed right now. So as of right now, I'm consuming 1.57 units of fuel per hour. And then below that is indicators show if my ship is mass locked, meaning that my ship is too close to a astronomical body. And if my ship is mass locked to an astronomical body, that means I can't jump from one system to another, or I can't enter Super Cruise if I'm not already in Super Cruise. Landing gear is obviously to show the state of my landing gear. Cargo scoop shows whether my cargo scoop is open or closed, and the cargo scoop is to pick up cargo. To the left of the heat indicator, upper left, is an indicator that shows where my target position is in relation to my ship. So right now I am facing towards my target. So the target position indicator is right in the dead center of the crosshair, and it is solid white. That means I am facing the target and it is right in front of me. If I move my ship, it moves the target indicator. And if I'm not facing towards my target, the indicator turns into a hollow circle. So right now I am facing completely the opposite direction of my target. So indicated by the white circle, the hollow circle. To the left of that shows the target. It's a holographic view of the target right now. I have a star targeted, a star system targeted, so it's going to show that icon no matter what, because I'm targeting a star system. So if I'm targeting a ship, it'll show a holographic representation of the ship. I'm targeted space stations, do the same thing. Okay, sorry I did cut something else out. So sorry about that. Where was I? Oh yes. And it will show information about the target in the case of star systems, because I haven't discovered this star system yet. It's going to show unknown, and it's going to show the distance. If, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. This happens a lot. If I have a ship targeted, it'll show information about the ship. It'll show the commander name if it's another player, or it'll show which faction they're associated with, things like that. And then, let's see, above the target information is, above my target information and above my ship status indicator shows my weapons and fire groups. So to the left is my primary weapon, or whatever tool is assigned to my primary fire, and or I guess secondary, sorry. And then the right is the primary. Fire groups are groups of tools. That could be weapons, it could be scanners, it could be something like a frame shift drive indictor, which is something that allows you to pull another ship out of Super Cruise, usually for attacking them. Heatsink shows my heatsink status. If my ship gets too hot, I can dump the heatsinks to quickly cool off. Okay, so to the left is my navigation panel. This shows, at the very top, it shows my current route. So it shows what current system I'm currently in. It shows my next jump, and then it shows I have 182 jumps to my destination. That is a lot. It's going to take me a long time to get to my destination. It definitely won't happen in this video. This video is just explaining how the game works and then showing a little bit of exploration. And then it shows information about the star system that I'm in. If I had discovered any planets or anything, it will show those here. Any space stations that are in the system, it will show those here. Things like that, nearby star systems. Here I can enable filters if I'm looking for something specific and there's a lot of information in the navigation panel. I can filter out things I don't want to see. Then there's links to the galaxy map, which I showed you before, and the system map. Then there's transactions, which is just missions that you have open, any passengers you have. Power play assignments, I don't really know what that is because I don't do power play stuff. Community goals that I'm signed up for. Claims that I have, which is codex discoveries in this case. It could also be things like salaries or whatever. And if I have any fines or bounties, contacts is basically if there's a space station or ship that's in range, it'll show that. To the right is my information panel, I guess you could call it. So this is my ship and call sign. It shows my commander portrait and my name. It shows my ranks. It shows how much money I have, how much money it'll cost to rebuy my ship if it gets notoriety is, which I don't really know what notoriety is. Hollow me is basically just showing my commander and what they look like. See? Power play is not really just another feature of Fleet Dangerous I know absolutely nothing about. Squadrons, I don't know what that is. Codex basically shows you information about the game and information about yourself. Session log, basically everything that happens gets logged. So literally everything, jumping to a star system, discovering something, whatever, everything that happens in the game gets logged. Stats, basically just stats about your character. Archive. I'm not entirely sure what this is. I've never actually looked at this before. Painted settlements. Okay, so it's information. Oh, it's archive of different codex entries, like informational lore drops that I found. Let's see what else. Discoveries. If I've discovered anything in here, it'll get logged into my codex. It'll show where where they are. Biological and geological show essentially just different biological or geological things that I've found and where they are, or where I have seen them rather. And then there's the knowledge base and the pilot's handbook, which is just information about the game itself. Galnet News is kind of a news for in-game lore stuff. Engineers shows you where the different engineers you know are. Engineering is a feature that allows you to get specially upgraded components for your ship. And there's training that takes you to different training modules. There's your shows you the state of your different modules and if they're enabled or disabled. And then there's a little engineering icon to the right of the module name that shows if it's engineered. Fire groups is what I've kind of explained here, where you can group weapons or scanners or whatever into different groups to make it easier to manage. This just shows information about your ship. A few different options. This shows your ship's inventory. This shows storage for things like consumable goods, data, and this shows your status, reputation with the different factions, session log, quick view your session log, your finance, and what permits you have, which permits allow you to access different star systems, essentially. Down here is your commander information for if you want to disembark, you'd go down here. And then it shows if you have a fighter bay installed, or show your fighters SRV if you have an SRV deployed. Okay, so exploration. Once you enter a star system, you'll want to use your D-scanner here. This is known colloquially as honking a system. You'll see why in just a second. Because it makes it sound like that, it sounds like honking. What that does is it shows you how many bodies are in a system. And then I can go to my FSS, or full system scanner, and start scanning the bodies to see what we have in the system. So you can see right here we have a body, so I click I go into my zoom here, and then I go over here. This shows that there's a body in right here, and it shows the information about the body. It shows what resources it has and all the different orbital details. And then from here I can zoom out. And then I just go around and look at all these different stars. I have to go and search. There's the little radio frequency indicator. That basically I have to move this around to identify different bodies. If I'm close to the correct signal frequency, then it'll have this kind of like dashed line. And then if I'm on the correct frequency, then it'll show a solid line, and then I can zoom in. Like that. And so we just go in and try to locate all the different bodies in the system. What the full system scanner is doing here, you may see how it's going from kind of scanning from top to bottom. That's the scanner. If it finds something, it'll kind of pulse a little bit. You can kind of just barely see just to the left of my targeting reticle there. There's a little bit of a pulse there that shows that there's something there to scan. Almost done with this system. And one more. There we go. because none of it is really valuable data. So we're just going to move on to the next system. Charge up the frame shift drive. This always takes about 10 seconds, I believe, or 15 seconds. So it counts down. So if you jump into a system and it just immediately says system scan complete, that means there's nothing there. It's not even worth doing a honk, because the only thing that's there is that 1 star. So we can just move on to the next one. I'm hoping that I can find something that's worth doing a detailed surface scan so I can show you, but if I don't find anything, then I may just go ahead and do one anyways, just to show you what it looks like, and then maybe show you approaching and landing on the planet. Okay. We'll do a honk. Oh, never mind. There's only one. Just the system's empty too. Okay. This has 30 bodies, so we're gonna kind of quickly go through this. Has some rocky bodies, some icy bodies, rocky ice worlds. Gotta see what we find here. So when you're scanning, how do you know that planet is worth doing a detailed surface scan? Well, there's a few different things. There's different types of planets that are worth a lot of money. Usually, almost always, a terraformable planet will be worth a lot of money and worth doing a detailed scan on. Also, certain types of worlds, even if they're not terraformable, can be worth something. If they have know Earth-like worlds are usually pretty good, even if they're not terraformable. Um, Water worlds can be as well, um, especially if they're terraformable. So we'll just kind of go through the system and see if there's anything worth scanning. Okay, that's all of them. There's nothing to really scan here, so let's move on to the next system. We'll go ahead and get some fuel over here. And while we're getting fuel, we'll go ahead and do our home. High metal content world. Here, I might go ahead and scan that one. Once I find it, just okay. Temperature's fine for now. Continue. second is the distance that light travels in 1 second, which, so it's pretty self-explanatory, really. But, but since we can travel many times faster than the speed of light, it won't take us very long to get there. This little timer down here shows approximately how long it will be until you arrive at the destination in seconds. Oh boy. Here we go. And we're gonna go ahead and mark it right about here. Enter detailed surface scan. And how this works is it launches probes. Go ahead and launch them in a cross pattern. This, and each of these probes will scan a portion of the surface, which you'll see in just a moment. Yeah, you can see how it's covering the surface of the planet. So now we just need to launch one more probe, I think. And we're going to shoot it so that it goes around to the other side of the planet. This is the horizon, essentially. So if you shoot below the horizon, it'll land on the side of the planet towards you. If you shoot above the horizon, it'll land on the planet opposite you. Okay, looks like we may need, yep, okay, we're gonna need one more probe. That's okay. That'll be easy to do. We can just launch it directly in front of us here. Once the planet is scanned at 90%, it's considered fully scanned. Now that it's scanned, we can actually land on the planet. Any landable planet in Elite Dangerous has either no atmosphere or a very minimal atmosphere, so it doesn't really matter of the approach angle you make. It more, well, it matters a little bit, but it mostly, the speed that you are going is the determining factor for if there's a problem. There's a red thing here, so if I end up in this DRP, the bottom of my altitude indicator, with inside the red zone, it'll drop me out of Super Cruise there. But if I stay within the range here, then I will drop and then I'll enter. Excuse me. I will drop into a little cruise. They call orbital cruise, which I'll show you in just a moment here. Or glide, that's what they call it, glide. And then from here, I'll just glide down 2.5 kilometers per second until I reach a certain altitude, and then now we are flying towards the planet surface. And expedite our descent here. Little. Oh, that was a hard hit. I'll do it later. Anyways, now that we're on the surface of the planet, we can find a place to land. Yeah, look for a nice, smooth surface to land on. Doesn't have to be level necessarily, just flat enough for the landing gear to touch down completely. This is a good area. Let's slow down to a stop and deploy our landing gear. Our ship's computer will land for us here. Searching for a spot to land right now. May have found one. Yep, okay. And it's going to align the ship and descend. And touchdown. So now we can disembark. Ta-da! We are now stepping foot on a foreign planet. And any moment now, yep. First footfall confirmed. Anytime you're the first person to step foot on a planet, you'll get that message that says first footfall confirmed. And then you see all the information about the planet, temperature, gravity in relation to Earth. It shows your position in latitude and longitude. Ship energy, oxygen. And then you have a little wheel here, flashlight. Okay, so we're going to go back into the ship now. And we're going to go left off. Go back into space here. Landing here. Now we are no longer mass locked to the planet, so we can enter super cruise. Now that we're entering super cruise, we'll start moving away from the planet at a much faster rate than before. And we are now free from gravitational influence from the planet. Or more or less. And we're ready to system. But I think I will leave the video off here. Thank you so much if you've watched it all the way to the end. If you've fallen asleep, then that's perfectly okay. I mean, that's the intent of ASMR anyways, is to kind of help you relax and fall asleep anyway, so. Excuse me, I'm making myself tired apparently. So thank you so much for listening. I might do more of these types of videos in the future if there's interest. So if there is interest, please, please, please leave a comment here or on my Discord server, which is linked in the description. And if you have any questions about Elite Dangerous, I will try to answer them to the best of my ability. And if I get enough questions, I might do a second video answering those questions and kind of demonstrating anything that may not have been covered in this video. So, thank you again for watching, and 07.